you do not have, and you start being activated by what you do have. That activation is what moves you forward. That is the energy that builds empires, that creates change, that transforms lives. These two emotions cannot occupy the same space in your heart. When you choose gratitude, bitterness has to move out. All that anger about what happened last year, all that resentment, it has got to go. Gratitude is the eviction notice. Let me tell you something about bitterness. It is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. You are sitting there mad about what your ex did, what your boss said, what your family member did not do, and the only person suffering is you. They're out here living their life while you're stuck in your anger. Bitterness will block every blessing trying to get to you. You cannot receive new opportunities when your hands are full of old grudges. You cannot walk into your future when you are dragging your past behind you like a ball and chain. That weight will slow you down every single time. I have seen people lose jobs, relationships, and opportunities because they could not let go of bitterness. They bring that energy into every room they enter. People can feel it. It pushes away the very things they say they want. Nobody wants to hire bitter. Nobody wants to love bitter. Nobody wants to invest in bitter. But here is the beautiful thing about gratitude. When you actively practice being grateful, bitterness cannot survive in that environment. It is like turning on the lights in a dark room. The darkness does not go somewhere else. It just ceases to exist in the presence of light. Gratitude is that light. You've got to make a choice every single day. Am I going to rehearse my hurts, or am I going to recount my blessings? Am I going to tell the story of what was done to me? Or am I going to tell the story of what I overcame? Am I going to be a victim, or am I going to be victorious? That choice is yours and yours alone. When you choose gratitude over bitterness, you are not saying that the hurt did not happen. You are not pretending everything was okay. You are saying that you refuse to let that hurt have power over your future. You are taking your power back. You are deciding that your next chapter will not be written by your worst chapter. Let me tell you how this works. When you appreciate what you got, the universe says, oh, you're taking care of what I already gave you. Let me give you some more. But if you're complaining about everything, why would anyone give you anything else? You're already mad about what you got. Think about this in practical terms. If you loan somebody $20 and they complain about it, tell you it was not enough, do not even say thank you, are you going to loan them more money? Absolutely not. But if someone borrows $20, treats it with respect, thanks you sincerely, and pays you back, you are way more likely to help them again. The same principle applies to life. When you show gratitude for the opportunities you have, more opportunities come. When you appreciate the people in your life, more quality people show up. When you are thankful for your income, even if it is small, you position yourself for an increase. Appreciation attracts elevation. I have watched this happen over and over again. The grateful person gets the promotion. The grateful business gets more customers. The grateful child gets more support. It is not magic, it is energy. People and opportunities are drawn to gratitude like a magnet. Your gratitude sends a signal out into the world that says, I am ready for more, I can handle more, I appreciate what I receive. That signal matters. It matters to the people who might want to help you. It matters to the universe that is orchestrating opportunities. It matters to your own subconscious that is looking for evidence of what you truly believe. Here is what most people do not understand. Complaining is like putting out a closed sign on your life. You are telling blessings that you are not open for business. You are saying, I cannot handle what I already got, so please do not send me anything else. Then you wonder why nothing new is coming your way. But gratitude puts out the welcome sign. It says, I am open, I am ready, I am appreciative. I am a good steward of blessings. Send me more because I will not waste it. I will not take it for granted. I will multiply it. That is the energy that creates an increase in every area of your life. You want that mansion, that business, that dream life. But are you grateful for the apartment you're in right now? Are you thankful for that job? You keep complaining about that pays your bills. If you cannot appreciate the small, you will never be ready for the large. This is a test that most people fail. They think gratitude is something you do after you get everything you want. They think they will be grateful when they get the big house, the big promotion, the big relationship. But that is backwards. Gratitude is not the result of getting what you want. It is the path to getting what you want. If you cannot take care of a small apartment, keeping it clean, making it a home, being thankful for the roof over your head, what makes you think you are ready for a big house? If you cannot manage a small income with gratitude and wisdom, you are not ready for a large income. The small stuff is training for the big stuff. I see people every day treating their current situation with disrespect and contempt while praying for something better. You cannot disrespect your present and expect to be trusted with a better future. Life does not work like that. You've got to show yourself faithful a little before you get trusted with much. Your studio apartment is teaching you lessons you need for your future mansion. Your entry-level job is giving you the skills you need for your future business. Your small circle is preparing you for a larger influence. But if you are too busy complaining about where you are, you miss the lessons and you stay stuck. Gratitude for small things changes how you treat those small things. When you are grateful for your old car, you maintain it better. When you are grateful for your small income, you manage it better. When you are grateful for your few opportunities, you maximize them better. That is how you grow. Every big thing started as a small thing. Every major business started with a small idea. Every large income started with a small paycheck. Every mansion started with someone being grateful for their first place. The people who make it big are the people who were grateful when it was small. This is real talk right here. We live in a world that constantly tells us we need more, we need better, we need newer. Gratitude says, hold on, what I got right now is pretty amazing. That does not mean you stop growing, but it means you stop suffering while you grow. You know what suffering is? It is wanting what you do not have so badly that you cannot enjoy what you do have. It is being so focused on the future that you are miserable in the present. It is letting what you lack steal the joy of what you possess. That is a painful way to live. There are people with millions in the bank who are miserable because they are focused on the billions they do not have. There are people in beautiful homes who are unhappy because they are focused on the bigger home their neighbor has. There are people with good relationships who are dissatisfied because they are focused on some perfect relationship that does not exist. When is enough ever enough? Gratitude draws the line and says this is enough for right now. Not enough forever, not enough to stop growing, but enough to give me peace while I am building. Enough to let me sleep at night. Enough to let me smile today. Enough to let me live, not just survive. When what you have becomes enough, you stop operating from desperation. Desperation makes bad decisions. Desperation takes bad deals. Desperation settles for less than you deserve. But when you are grateful for what you have, you operate from a place of peace and power. You can wait for the right opportunity because you are okay right now. This does not mean you become complacent. Gratitude and ambition can coexist. You can be grateful for your current income while working toward more. You can appreciate your current level while building toward the next level. The difference is that you are not suffering in the process. You are not sacrificing your peace for your progress. Here is the shift. Instead of saying, I will be happy when I get that, you say, I am happy now, and I am working toward that. Instead of saying, my life will start when I achieve this, you say, my life is happening right now, and I am grateful for it. That shift changes everything about your journey. Even on your hardest day last year, you woke up, your heart was beating. You had another opportunity. Somebody somewhere did not get that chance. When you realize that your worst day is still somebody else's prayer, it changes your perspective real quick. Let me take you somewhere for a minute. Think about your worst day last year. The day everything went wrong. The day you cried the day you wanted to give up, the day you thought you could not take any more. Now let me ask you something. On that day, were you breathing? On that day, did you have someone you could call? On that day, did you have somewhere to sleep that night? I am not minimizing your pain. I am not saying your struggles are not real. I am saying that even in your pain, there were still mercies. Even in your struggle, there were still blessings. Even in your worst moments, there were still reasons to say thank you. And when you can find gratitude in the valley, that is when you develop real strength. Anybody can be grateful on the mountaintop. Anybody can say thank you when everything is going right. But the person who can find something to be grateful for in the storm, that person is unstoppable. That person has developed a level of mental and spiritual strength that can weather anything. There is always something to be grateful for. Always. Even if it is just the fact that you are still here, still fighting, still breathing. Even if it is just the sunset you saw, the meal you ate, the bed you slept in. Even if it is just the fact that this hard day will end and tomorrow is a new opportunity. When you train yourself to find gratitude in hard times, you build resilience. You build the kind of strength that does not break when pressure comes. You build the kind of faith that does not fold when things get difficult. You build the kind of character that can handle success when it finally arrives. I have been through some hard days. Days when I did not know how I was going to make it. Days when everything seemed to be falling apart. But on those days, I had to dig deep and find something to be grateful for. And every time I did, it gave me the strength to take one more step. That one more step led to another, and that is how you make it through. Your hard days are not wasted when you can find gratitude in them. They become the testimony that encourages someone else. They become the strength that carries you through the next challenge. They become the proof that you can handle more than you thought you could. That is the power of gratitude in difficulty. You've got to work this thing like a muscle. You do not wait until you feel grateful. You practice gratitude until the feeling shows up. Every single morning before your feet hit that floor, you say thank you. You build this habit one day at a time. Most people have it backwards. They think gratitude is an emotion that happens to them. They think they will practice gratitude when they feel grateful. But that is like saying you will go to the gym when you feel fit. That is like saying you will eat healthy when you feel healthy. It does not work that way. Gratitude is a discipline. It is a choice you make regardless of how you feel. Some mornings you're going to wake up and not feel grateful at all. You are going to wake up tired, stressed, worried, and overwhelmed. That is exactly when you need to practice gratitude the most. That is when it has the most power to shift your day. You do not wait for the feeling. You create the feeling through the practice. You say thank you before you feel thankful. You list your blessings before you feel blessed. You speak gratitude before you feel gratitude. And something amazing happens. The feeling follows the practice. Your emotions catch up to your actions. This is why you need a daily gratitude practice. Not just when things are good. Not just on Sundays. Not just when you remember. Every single day, you practice gratitude like you practice breathing. You make it as natural and as necessary as anything else you do. Here is what I do and what I am asking you to do. Before you check your phone in the morning, before you start worrying about your day, you speak gratitude. You say thank you out loud. Thank you for waking me up. Thank you for another, but thank you for the breath in my lungs. Thank you for the opportunities ahead. You start your day with gratitude. Then, throughout the day, you practice gratitude in small moments. Grateful for the parking spot you found. Grateful for the coffee that tastes good. Grateful for the coworker who made you laugh. Grateful for the traffic light that turned green. You train your brain to notice things to be grateful for. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Let me paint this picture for you. You are sitting there complaining about your car while somebody is walking to work in the rain. You're complaining about your small house while somebody is sleeping in a shelter. That complaining spirit blocks your blessings from flowing. Complaining is one of the most destructive habits you can have. It does not just make you unpleasant to be around, it actually stops your progress. When you complain about what you have, you send a message to the universe that you are not ready for more. You prove that you cannot handle what you already have. Think about it. If you cannot appreciate a working car, even if it is old, why would you be trusted with a new car? If you cannot be grateful for a small house, even if it is not your dream home, why would you be ready for a bigger house? Your complaining proves you are not ready for the upgrade. I see people complaining about their jobs every single day, then wondering why they cannot get a better job. You are sending out energy that says, I do not appreciate opportunities. You are showing potential employers that you will complain about them too. You are blocking your own promotion with your mouth. Here is the truth. What you appreciate appreciates. What you complain about stays the same or gets worse. Your words have power. Your attitude has power. When you complain, you are watering the weeds in your life. When you practice gratitude, you are watering the seeds of your future. Every minute you spend complaining is a minute you could have spent improving your situation. Complaining does not change anything except your energy, and it changes it for the worse. Gratitude changes your energy for the better, and it changes how you see and interact with your situation. You want to know why some people seem to get opportunity after opportunity while others stay stuck? Look at their mouth. Listen to what they say about what they have. The grateful person gets more because they prove they can appreciate it. The complaining person gets stuck because they prove they will waste it. Everything you went through last year, all those struggles, all those setbacks, they grew you. You are not the same person you were 12 months ago. Be grateful for the journey because it made you stronger, wiser, and better equipped for where you're going. Your journey is not just about the destination. The person you become on the way to your goals is just as important as achieving the goals. Every challenge you faced taught you something. Every setback revealed something. Every struggle strengthened something. None of it was wasted. When you practice gratitude for your journey, you stop resenting your past. You stop wishing things had been different. You stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. You recognize that your unique journey is creating your unique strength. The job that stressed you out taught you what you do not want and clarified what you do want. The relationship that did not work out taught you what you deserve and what you will not settle for. The financial struggle taught you how to manage, how to stretch, how to be creative. The rejection taught you resilience. The failure taught you humility. The waiting taught you patience. You cannot get to where you are going without going through what you went through. There are no shortcuts to the lessons you need to learn. There is no way around the growth you needed to experience. Your journey was necessary, even the hard parts, especially the hard parts. When you look back with gratitude instead of regret, you reclaim your power from the past. You transform your pain into purpose. You turn your mess into your message. You take what was meant to break you and use it as the foundation to build something beautiful. Other people need to hear your story. Other people need to know that you struggled too. Other people need to see that you failed and got back up. Other people need to understand that you were scared, but you did it anyway. When you are grateful for your journey, you can share it without shame, and that sharing helps someone else keep going. This year, tell people you appreciate them. Your mama, your partner, your friend who always answers the phone, your coworker who covered for you. Gratitude spoken out loud builds bridges, and you are going to need those bridges to get where you are trying to go. We live in a world where people are starving for appreciation. Everybody is doing things, helping people, showing up, contributing, and rarely does anyone say thank you. When you become someone who expresses genuine gratitude to others, you stand out. You become memorable. You become someone people want to help. Your mama has been there for you through everything. When was the last time you looked her in the eye and said thank you? not just for the big stuff, but for the daily stuff, for the sacrifices she made, for the time she believed in you when you